Welcome to today's lesson on the urinary system, specifically focusing on the structure of the kidneys and the nephron, and how these components function to filter the blood of waste products. In our roadmap for today, we will first explore the structure of the urinary system. Then, we will take a closer look at the kidneys themselves, understanding their internal structure and the crucial role they play in filtering blood. Finally, we will dive into the detailed structure of the nephron, the functional unit of the kidney, and see how it processes and removes waste products from the blood. So far, you have learned about how the body maintains water balance. This foundational understanding includes knowing how the body regulates water levels through processes like osmoregulation, and how it deals with nitrogenous waste products such as urea. Building on this foundation, today's lesson will advance our biological understanding by explaining the complex mechanisms within the urinary system that support homeostasis. It will illustrate how the structure of the kidneys and nephrons directly relate to their function in maintaining the body's internal environment by efficiently filtering out waste products and retaining essential substances. Let's get started. The urinary system is our body's natural filtration mechanism, responsible for maintaining a balance of water and nitrogen. Let's dive into its primary components and their functions. The urinary system comprises organs that work together to remove waste products from the blood, including excess water, excess mineral ions, and urea. The main organs involved include the kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. The kidneys are the star players of the urinary system. They filter waste products from the blood. Blood enters the kidneys via the renal artery. After filtration, useful substances like glucose, water, and some ions are reabsorbed. Waste substances pass into the ureter and are eventually excreted as urine through the bladder. Ureters are tubes that carry urine from the kidneys to the bladder. The bladder stores urine until it is ready to be excreted. The urethra is the tube through which urine exits the body. Now let's look at the structure and role of the kidneys. Located at the back of the abdominal cavity, the kidneys filter the blood at high pressure. Each kidney is made up of an outer layer called the cortex and an inner layer called the medulla. The renal artery brings unfiltered blood into the kidneys, and the renal vein carries filtered blood back to the circulatory system. Each kidney contains around 1 million tiny filtering units called nephrons. Nephrons are where the crucial process of blood filtration occurs. Filtration, also known as ultrafiltration, takes place in the glomerulus, a ball of capillaries within the nephron. Blood enters the glomerulus at high pressure, causing small molecules like water, ions, urea, and glucose to filter out of the blood and into the Bowman's capsule. Larger molecules, such as proteins, remain in the blood due to their size. Next, we'll look at selective reabsorption. The filtered substances then move into the tubule of the nephron. In the early part of the tubule, useful substances like glucose are reabsorbed back into the bloodstream. Further along in the loop of Henle in the collecting duct, water and ions are selectively reabsorbed based on the body's needs. Once filtration and reabsorption are complete, the remaining waste products are transported via the ureter to the bladder and stored as urine until excretion. The purified blood, now free from excess waste and balanced in necessary substances, returns to the circulatory system through the renal vein. In today's lesson, we examine the structure and function of the urinary system, with a specific focus on the kidneys and the nephron. We began by discussing the overall urinary system, which includes the kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra, emphasizing its role in filtering blood and removing waste products. We then delved into the detailed anatomy of the kidneys, explaining how they contain millions of nephrons, which are the functional units responsible for filtration. We explored the structure of a nephron, starting from the Bowman's capsule, which encases the glomerulus where blood filtration begins. We highlighted the role of the proximal tubule, loop of Henle, and collecting duct in reabsorbing essential substances like water, glucose, and ions, while allowing waste products like urea to pass through. By understanding these structures and processes, you now have a clearer insight into how our bodies efficiently filter blood, eliminate waste, and regulate internal conditions vital for survival.